All right, community. Hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to jump on here and just tell you that it's really crazy, guys. We're looking at 521% in 3 days. 521% gains in 3 days. This is just incredible what is taking place here. So I'm a bit conflicted because I don't like coming on here and telling you guys that it's the last day for the sale and then they extend it for another day. However, when you believe in something, it's important to, to demonstrate that you believe in it, obviously, when it adds value to people's lives. So for the skeptics out there, I just wanted to share with you guys, how strong the reality is in what's going on here, guys. We're talking about literally 521% gains in 3 days. And so, there's been 50 of you guys who have taken advantage of this course. I haven't even looked at the updated numbers, but I'll just respectively say that. But I just wanted to let you guys know that the course is extended for one more day. Now, there's a couple of things going on here, and I'm going to see if I can bring up my screen. I'm going to go over a couple of things to kind of show you guys how I time my entry and my exit on some of these plays. And so I'm going to share that with you. But before I do, I'm going to go ahead and show you the website where you would get the course. So in the description section below, you'll see the link for my new crypto website. And on that website, it's going to bring you here to Permanent Life Solutions on the crypto page. When you get to that page, this is going to be my course. This is not the one that has the picks. However, I did add roughly 20 offshore exchanges that you can KYC with your ID that you can get from the one that I show you in here that is issued by a president of a country that offers identification cards for those who pay for the program. It's a really great opportunity to get into exchanges that don't allow people Yeah, it happens, Jeff. It happens. I'm not understanding entirely what you're saying, but it looks like you said you made a mistake. But so underneath my course on that same page, you're going to find his course, the one that's on sale for yet another day. So this is now, I think, 4 days now we've been doing this, and it's not going to last forever, that's for sure. But when we're talking about another 123%, this was the pick that he released last night, and it's going to probably climb even more. And so 521% gains in 3 days, just from the videos that I've done for you, showing you guys a couple of the coins that are in his pick list that have been pumping and that I have been involved with. And I'm not going for the gusto because you have to be sure to take profits, and that's important in this space. However, some of these may be longer term holds. He talks about that. One thing I will show you is kind of the charts here to kind of give an idea. Now, there's also a link in the description section that talks about how to read the charts. There's a course on how to read the charts. You really need to get involved in that and get yourself a basic understanding of reading the charts. But I'm going to go over some of this with you today just to kind of share with you what this looks like. So I'm going to go to the trading portal here today that comes with that course. And I'm going to go over some of this with you to share with you guys. Meanwhile, why don't you guys comment and let me know where you're tuning in from. And I'm going to go ahead and get into this. So, you know, these are, I just pulled up the XRP chart because it's something that I can show you. I'm not going to talk about any of the coins that are in his course because that's the point of getting the course. And he has rules about not talking about them. So I'm using the XRP chart because I can basically show you on the XRP chart some of the things that, you know, you look for. Number one, this is forming what looks to be like a bit of a W pattern on the hour chart. That actually, this is XRP. I'm not quite sure. You can probably look into, you know, ask AI, do the bottom of the W's have to touch the same spot? I don't know. Because if it's an irregular W, I don't know if it still means the same thing. But nonetheless, when it forms a W, that can give it a higher percentage that it's a continuation pattern. Same thing with an M. So an M is also a continuation pattern where it would basically go down. That's the higher probability is what they teach. So these are things you can look for. There's, you know, different patterns like head and shoulders and, you know, upside down head and shoulders and all these different things. In fact, this is kind of a head and shoulders pattern here. You've got one shoulder, the head that comes up higher, and then a shoulder. And that's actually a bearish pattern. And so you can see it actually went down there. So a bit of a shoulder, a head, the head always has to be higher. And then the shoulder where it shows it's not coming up. And that's a, you know, basically a reversal. So, and then a reverse head and shoulders, which is an upside down version, is a bearish pattern, which means it has the higher probability of going up. A couple of these different things, guys, just to look for. These right here is what you would call like a pump, right? This coin is pumping, 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 coming up, coming up, coming up. And let me check in here in the comment section, guys. We've got Jim from Alberto. Hulk Hogan passed away. Uh-oh. Oh, you were up 4,300. And you sold the wrong way. And by the time I caught it, I was back at my buy-in price. Lesson learned. Wow, you were up 4,300 though. That's pretty exciting. Yeah, these things happen in trading. You got to be careful. So once again, guys, his course, as I mentioned, 521% gains in 3 days. These are not, you know, these are just the coins that I have come on here. I haven't even evaluated all the coins, just the ones that I come on here and share with you guys because I took notice and then I tell you what's going on. So yes, he released another one last night and boom, you know, it just caused 123% in 24 hours. Just really, really incredible, guys, and things that I just want to basically share with you, show you, and so on and so forth. That being said, okay. Let me see if I can. Oh, yeah, big time. I want to show you one more thing here. So let's kind of shrink this up to make it look more of like a, you know, bull run, so to speak. So now you have the formation here of what would be the flag post, you know, and well, really, it's just the post part. The flag itself is this part in here, where you can see the mast. Is that what you call it? Oh gosh, I think the mast. What part of the flag is the mast? The flagpole itself. So it's not the mast. I guess it's just the flag. Okay. So this is the mast, right? And there's going to be better examples of a bull flag, guys. But basically, this is the bull flag, right? And one of the things that you have to look for when you see these formations is, I'm going to stretch it up, the pattern that it's forming on the flag. So this was basically the flag here, and right? And that can go different ways, but one of the things that you do want to look for is when it can switch on you and begin to go this way, because that can actually mean that it's forming a symmetrical triangle. And then there's also the diamond pattern too. If it went like this, hang on, like this, right? And so if it begins to do that, obviously, but there's not a diamond pattern here. I'm just showing you in the event that there is things to look for. And you can look all this stuff up like on AI too. It's really helpful. But basically, when it forms this, when it starts coming back this way and forming a point, if you will, that means it could break out one of two ways. And you don't know if it's going to go up or if it's going to go down. And that's why you want to look at other things. Whoops. That's why you want to look at other things too. But on his picks, guys, you know, you really don't have to do as much of this stuff because of what he's basically, the timing that he's pulling these out and the probability of them breaking out. And that's what I've noticed, is that I've gained more trust in his picks just by, you know, letting them run for a little bit. You know, take profits for sure, but then at the same time, you can also cut yourself short by not letting it run for a bit. So that being said, but taking profits is super important, especially for the beginner. However, I do want to say one thing, and this is what I think is really important. When you are, in fact, let me get rid of this here and come back up to where it's actually dipping, because this is important too. When you're buying a dip, when it has a bit of a pullback, you have to find out, number one, how much it's pumped, and then again, and then again, and then again, and then again, because sometimes these pullbacks might not be temporary. So you got to remember that, right? You could have, you know, found the top somewhere at some point. But, you know, you look for trend lines. So, for example, if you're expecting it to come up, then you better put a resistance line here, because you can see there's a double top here. And so that's a strong resistance. So find your pick somewhere below that range. And then if you want to play it even safer, what was once support is now resistance. So now you have where it's at here, and you want to measure somewhere below here. So then if you look to the right where my cursor is, it's saying 343 would be a good sale price right here. And then in that, let's see what that would be. 7.57% gains right there. 7.57% gains. I could create a limit, a sell order right there, and just take a nice 7.5%, right? So just some things to consider. Pay attention that always look for trend lines. look for trend lines, because what was once support, you see it was supporting all this right here. Once it broke through that support, that now becomes resistance. And so now you want to measure up to that to play it safe. However, on these coins that are pumping that he's sharing, guys, the chances are high that it's going to blow through even the previous top, because that's what he's showing you. These things have many layers to their pumps, many layers to their pumps. I'm going to say that again. These coins, many cases in what he's showing, they have many layers to their pumps. So in other words, they'll pump once, it'll form a bull flag, and then they'll pump again, it'll form another bull flag. It doesn't mean that at every flag it's going to pump again. And that's where you have to decide, and determine when to take profits. Don't get greedy. But I'm going to tell you the truth, guys. People don't believe this stuff. I had one guy comment and he's like, "Oh, you're doing pump and dumps now. Wonderful." A pump and dump is a coin that pumps and everybody dumps it, and then they try to leave everybody else with the bag. This is not happening here, guys. These are not dumping. They definitely will retrace, but it's all normal behavior, especially after pumping as much as they do. And he does incredible research, and he finds these coins that have incredible utility. They've got an incredible team behind them with an incredible business model, and they serve a purpose. And he has some favorites that I'm not going to get into of the type of utility that he enjoys, or the use case. And it is what it is, man. But the reality is he does not tell the community until they are about to blow. And I'm telling you, every single time he says it, they blow. Now, he says 85% of the time. I'm going to go ahead and agree with that, even though to me, it has appeared to be a higher success rate, but I haven't been in for more than a week. So understand that if you make a mistake like Jeff did, where he said he was up $4,300, think about this, right? And then, of course, he ended up getting out where he got in because he made a mistake, right? But if he hadn't made that mistake, he would have been up $4,300. So the point is that, this is the guy that I was telling you about yesterday that made another 2,000 after he made 1,000 the day before, or something of that nature. And I was giving you the constant updates, and here he is saying, "Man, I was even up another 4,300." But because I made a manual mistake, I ended up getting out right where I got back in, and by the time I caught it. So, that's the thing, guys, is that, oh, and one more thing I will add is, just because you sell, it doesn't mean it's sold. You have to, this is probably the mistake that he made. Just because you sell doesn't mean it's sold. You have to set the right price. And sometimes you have to cancel your order and go back and try to pick a higher price to sell it at, if you need to take a little bit of a haircut in order to get that thing, sold. Because, every coin needs buyers. And guys, I cannot stress to you enough. Can I just tell you the truth? He does know the markets. Can I tell you the truth, guys? He's been following him for years. He's the real deal. He does have several whales that can move coins. Never gamble what you can afford to lose. Of course. There's people that are going to take advantage of his picks for sure. And they're going to pump and they're going to sell, If I was leveraging millions of dollars, I probably would too. But he probably has a handle on who those people are, and he probably, encourages them to play it fair. Because guys, I'm telling you, I have not seen dumps. Can you hear what I'm saying? I have not seen dumps. I've seen pumps, and I've seen pullbacks, and I've seen retracements, but I've not seen dumps. Nothing that he has shared has dumped yet. Nothing. And so I have seen dumps, folks. All right, but watch this. When you set your sale price, you have to, oh, that was what I was going to say. On my crypto course, and I'm going to show you my course. This is different than his course. Now, let me show you the difference. In the description section below, you will find the link to this website, my website. And it's my new crypto website. On this website, you will find the first course is my course. Now, I just told you, now this is not his course where he sells the picks. This is my course, teaches you the basics of crypto, but a little bit more advanced than just the basics. And I just put in there last night, I've always had the offshore ID where you can get in to exchanges all over the world that even don't accept clients in certain jurisdictions. However, I use AI, and let me tell you why. So I listed probably 20 exchanges. Okay, listen to this. I listed probably 20 exchanges in there underneath the ID where you can then go and create accounts with 20 different offshore exchanges. And what I do is I go on, CoinMarketCap, for example, and look up the coin and then find out which exchanges have the largest liquidity of that token. And then it's easier to get out of your trades because there's more trading volume on that token in that exchange, guys. I cannot stress to you enough how invaluable this information is that I share in my course, guys. That's obviously not a beginner part of the course. That's more of an advanced teaching and training. And, there's a price that you pay for the ID. It's issued by a president of a country. And here's the thing. Oh, let me tell you right now. Exactly. Liquidity is key, guys. I have tried to open up trades in some of these exchanges just because they have the coin listed, and I can't even buy the coin. I can't even buy the coin because there's nobody selling, and I'm just like, oh, the heck with that. And so liquidity is key. Now watch this. Many of these exchanges, I know one in particular, is no longer accepting that ID. And they just don't want to get into hot water by opening up to other, jurisdictions. And so when they have to put the brakes on, they have to put the brakes on. However, those who were already in that exchange who used that ID, they're still in it, and they're grandfathered in. My emphasis is this, guys. Get your ID. It's in my course. And when you get your ID, there is a price for it. Obviously, it's not mine. I don't sell it. You KYC with every one of those exchanges that I have there, all 20 of them. That way you're grandfathered in if they ever begin to discontinue accepting that ID. Do you understand the importance of what I'm sharing with you today? So liquidity is key. Liquidity is key. If you go under CoinMarketCap and look at all of the exchanges that have these coins listed, and then you measure them by liquidity, because you have this ID, you can get in some of those exchanges that otherwise you would never be able to get into. So there's a lot of benefits to these things, and I want people to understand the value. See, this is something that most people would never know unless somebody shared it with them. That's why I'm sharing this information. By the way, you guys like my shirt? God had other plans. Boom. Oh, man. Our country is being delivered right now in a big way. Continue to pray for our country. We need it, guys, in every bit, in every form. The fall, many will fall in the fall. Guys, he's got a lot on his plate. We need your prayers. our country needs your prayers, not just our president, but our president needs your prayers too. Liquidity is key, guys. So keep that in mind. And I share this with you guys because, you know, it's just super important. Do you know that people, watch this. Do you know that people will buy properties? There's a company that several companies that will offer this. Because people want the residency. They want a dual residency, and they want that passport. They want that dual residency so bad that they have companies that are attorneys will connect you with countries all over the world where you can buy properties, and so that you can get legal residency. And that's what this identification does without you having to buy a property. It doesn't give you residency, but it gives you identification through the country. So that being said, guys, I'm sharing this with you. Let me also tell you one last time, today is the last day. And so what you're going to do is when you get to my page, it's the first link in the description section below, guys. When you get there, you're going to come to my new crypto website, Permanent Life Solutions, and the crypto page. And then you're going to find, this is the course where I share with you the ID that you can get with all the other exchanges. And then the course below this one, is going to be where you will find the one where he offers the picks. But once again, another 123% gains in 24 hours. I love my title. Is this real life? Because, you know, people who are the critics, this is why you don't follow critics, people. People are out there accusing. I told you about the comment, only been one, but whatever. And, you know, I had an email though from somebody that says, John, I can't believe you're selling a course for this amount of money. I'm like, then you probably don't believe that I bought it first, you know, and, you know, and tested it. And I was so impressed that I decided you guys really need to look into this. And so I did not get a prophetic word that the results were going to be this good. But you can clearly see that God has graced me to connect you with this and introduce this to you. And we're in a vein right now. Truth be told, we are in a vein. 521% gains in 3 days. What if you would have just leveraged 100% of those just by taking pieces? And you're right. That's why I'm removing you. So anyhow, it's crazy. I don't care what people comment. I care how because they're not the only ones who have these thoughts. And I'm a deliverance minister. I don't know. Those are the comments that I don't like, where you misconstrue my motives. My goal is for people to get delivered of the limiting belief systems. And it is not isolated to those few select people that send me emails. Those are just people that are willing to vocalize what is going on the inside. However, there are other people that have those secret voices that speak to them that they don't know are demons, by the way. Read my book. It's in the description section as well. And so I'm sorry that I just booted you, but it is those types of misconstruing my motives. It is not about the negative naysayers. It's about those people who are sitting in the back who are going to have those thoughts. But as the Bible says, take those thoughts captive and make them obedient to the Lord Jesus Christ. Get delivered. That's what I care about. I care about the people in the back. I don't care about the people that email me and the people that comment. I mean, I care about them. I hope that they repent and come and get delivered themselves, and they can. And this is what people don't understand. Guys, I have a whole teaching on the spirit of Leviathan, and I talk about how that spirit will cause you to misconstrue people's motives. And you will be like that guy who I just booted, who thinks that I care about what people comment more than I care about helping the others who are dealing with those same things. That's my anointing. That's my office. That's what I walk in. I'm a deliverance minister. So that's my passion. And I am not here bashing, oh, Joe Schmo, who I just banned in the comment section. I'm here saying that Joe Schmo's not alone, and that some of you all may struggle with those same thought processes. This is why I said in an earlier video yesterday and a few days ago about the business class that I did in 2021 that I'm thinking about resurrecting, because I want people to understand how your mind, in the same way that it can stop you from accessing. Okay, he gave a new pick. All right, let me go take a look. Dun, 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 dun. I don't see anything. You might be talking about last night's. All right. That being said, oh, wow. Watch this, guys. Watch this. If you care about people, share it for free. Wow. Guys. All right. Thanks, Jim. And he says, watch this. Prove it, brother, he says. Prove it. Okay? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. This is what's funny. I'm going to tell you about the spirit of witchcraft and the spirit of control, and a person who does not understand that they operate in that. They're basically saying, in order for me to believe in your heart, watch this. They're saying, in order for me to believe in your heart, then you have to conform and I have to control your next move. And if you do what I want you to do, then I'll believe you. I'm sorry, sir. I don't live for you. It's exactly what it is. Margaret, that's why I said it's the spirit of witchcraft. What did I just say? Look up witchcraft online, people. Margaret just nailed it. Look up witchcraft online and in respect to deliverance ministry. You will find that a spirit of witchcraft does this thing right here. And it's straight up manipulation. And it's trying to exert your will. It's trying to exert your will over someone. Oh, he agrees. He agrees that it's manipulation. Wonderful. All right. And so, very good. Well, bye, Sergey, and bless you. And it is exactly right on, Margaret, right on. Margaret, you're getting a star on your comment. I don't know what that does, but you got one. All right. I think it may, I don't know. What's this? There you go. Nina was a part of our ministry for a few years, and she testifies that she is fruit of that passion that's within me. Did you guys see the comment? One of our ministers, boop, 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 boop. Hang on. Let me pull it up here. I can't believe Hulk Hogan passed away. I'm just telling you right now. Do you guys remember the changing of the guard testimony? Or I'm sorry, prophecies that were going around within the past year? Changing of the guard. Do you guys know how many icons have, passed on in recent days? Here's a post right here. I love what she says. She's been a faithful member for about 4, maybe 5 years, probably 4. But she's the daughter of one of our ministers, and out of state ministers, and she's been coming for 4 years. Ended up moving down here. Said, Apostle John, I just wanted to reach out and let you know how much yesterday's service and baptism meant to me. The people in this ministry are so loving and selfless in a way that I've never seen anywhere else. Of course, yesterday's date is significant to me, but I'm going to be honest with you. Like, you know how many people, it's so crazy. The I don't know if it's the right word is dichotomy. The dichotomy, I guess, is the right word. I have to look it up, but where like there's the polarity, for sure. The polarity where people's opinions are polar opposites, where people who think you are the most loving, most amazing person, and then there's people that think you are the most evil, wicked, and it's like, but you're the same person to both parties. it's like that's amazing to me, and it's crazy. Like, people that are with us, we always get these comments, like for people that are a part of our ministry, and for years, and they always, like, it's and so anyway. All right. Where was I at? Today's the last day, guys, for this sale. Like I said, there's going to be people who are skeptical, and that's what I was dealing with earlier. I was trying to share with you guys that if you are that skeptic, that there's been other skeptics, and I was sharing with you about the emails and the comments and the mindsets that they're working with, and then I was addressing those mindsets. And some of you all may have been listening, and that's why I was emphasizing on the fact that it's another 123% in 24 hours. This is another coin that it released last night. And then, just from the titles in the videos that I've been sharing over the past 3-4 days, that's 3 days, 521% cumulative gains just on a few coins in 3 days. And like I said, just what if you would have just grabbed 100% of that, profit? So 20% even. I mean, like, point is like, if you're not cut out for trading, then you would probably be more like how I am, where you don't try to go for the gusto, and you just are happy with a small portion of profits and not trying to risk, and that's just how I function, because I know my nature when it comes to trading. I'm not a good trader yet. Maybe I will be one day, but I just haven't found that it's been something that I have a strong aptitude for. I am a teacher, though, and so I can teach you and show you how, to understand the charts. But even when you look at the charts, there's a lot of other indicators that are out there that'll give you other ways to look at what you're seeing, so that you can also understand that there's other variables at stake, like the RSI that I was showing you yesterday. I'll show you the RSI real quick. The RSI basically shows you how much a coin is overbought. Hang on. Here's the RSI right here. And so this was oversold right here on the hour chart, which shows you right here. And that's why it came up. And so right here, you can pretty much say like this would be a great spot to buy because it's oversold when it goes below this purple line, which is 30. And the high, I think, is 70. And so if it goes above 70, that's overbought and you don't really want to buy there. And if it's oversold, you really want to buy there. You know what I mean? And so just things to consider. And so on and so forth. And guys, that's what I'm talking about. Go get the course that is also in the description. It's not on my website yet. In fact, it's one of the things I have on my list to add that to my website. It's the how to read the charts. It's how to read the charts. And it's in my course or in the link description section below. Guys, appreciate you watching. I'm going to jump off here. I've got other things to do, but I just wanted to get this out here to you. And I'm sorry I could not satisfy Sergey and convince him that I care about people. However, he does not determine whether I do or don't. And that's the reality. And the fact that he does think that the fact that he believes he does reveals that he thinks way too highly of himself than he ought to. And that's a lot of pride going on there. So we bless Sergey. We pray that God would reach his heart and deal with him and help him to have a clearer lens and maybe possibly deal with some of the pains from his past that cause him to have trust issues and to be suspicious of all people. Maybe God can reach him and be a blessing to his heart and help him to overcome a lot of the challenges that I can assure you limit him in life. The Bible says, guard your heart above all things, because out of it flows the issues of life. And if you are demonstrating those types of things, I can assure you it's going to affect your life. And so in order for your life to improve, your heart has to improve. That's a little bonus there. Blessings, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. Don't forget, today is the last day. I could say it and they could extend it tomorrow, but I cannot guarantee it'll be here tomorrow. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm a bit conflicted continuing to come on here and say like they extended it another day. But if they did, I'm going to share it, especially when the cumulative gains keeps adding up every single day. Like, why would I not be like, guys, is this ever going to end? You know what I mean? Like, it's just very, very cool. But you have to be disciplined when you open up these trades. All right. All right. Blessings, guys. Take care.